guys. Apologies that this video is a couple days late. I haven't been feeling well the last few days, so I decided to take a day or two to rest, relax, recuperate before I put something out there. I hope you're all well. You might be able to tell from my voice I'm still a little bit bunged up, a little bit under the weather. Also, just want to let you know I'm going to be doing a slight little change with the schedule of the videos coming out. I was trying to get them out every Friday, and it was proving pretty tricky with work and filming, refilming when I make mistakes, editing, and then trying to publish them all in quite a short space of time. So I'm now going to try and get these out once a week on the weekends, whether that's on Saturday or Sunday. Who knows? Well, hopefully they'll be up each week by the end of Sunday for you guys to watch and to get involved with. Okay, time to remind you about last week's story writing prompt. Last week, I set you the story writing prompt of The World's Worst Child, prompted by David Walliams' book, The World's Worst Children. I thought I couldn't rip it off entirely, so we changed children to child, brainwave, genius from me. I've had a couple of cool entries this week. I'm going to include two this week. First one comes from Natcha. Okay, so if you've been living under a rock for the past few months, you won't know this, but Natcha is more or less single-handedly keeping this channel afloat. She is getting involved every single week with some fantastic writing, and this week is no different. Natcha has decided to write about someone called Tessa Talk. I love the fact she took the alliteration just like David Walliams did with his book. Here is what she wrote. Tessa Talk is a very talkative girl. With her bright neon red hair and loud voice, she could be spotted literally anywhere she went. Everyone in the school hated her, and they did have good reason to. She would brag about every single thing she had and distract every single one of her classmates. Even the teacher was sick of her. She would shout out answers, gossip, spoil events and stories, complain, and more. She always wore her favourite pink glittery shirt and her lavender glass heels. She would pull her hand up to the ceiling and wail whenever anyone was asked to pick a classmate. Tessa would always sing in class. Even if the teacher deducted all of her points and made her stay in at break for the whole week, she wouldn't stop. The real thing is, whoever she sat next to in a test, they would always be doomed. She would kick them, shout them, and more importantly, copy all their answers. If I were to say anything to you, dear reader, please do not behave like Tessa. There we have it. From a teacher's point of view, it sounds like Tessa's quite a handful. I'm glad that none of my current class are anything like Tessa. Fantastic job, as always, Natcha. I can really clearly, vividly picture this young kid in my head with her bright neon hair and her pink glittery skirt, screaming and shouting all over the classroom. Excellent work. Our second submission comes from a young girl called Lauren. Lauren is in my class currently, and she was really thrilled, and she actually just suggested to me, when I was doing some work with her, that we write about her classmates. So, Lauren has decided to take The World's Worst Child and turn it into The World's Worst Class, which is fine, it's brilliant, because as I keep saying with the short story starter, it's about you as a writer, changing the story prompt if and when. And what I am going to do, though, is I'm going to change the names of the children, just because I don't want Lauren to get in trouble with her classmates. So I've kept the teachers' names the same, but I've changed Lauren's classmates. Lauren's still in there, but I've changed her classmates. Let's see what she wrote. It was the final lesson of the day. Lauren was jumping around, not stopping, while Matthew was playing football. As Mr. Stevenson, that's me, walked into the messy, noisy classroom, he freaked out. There was a cacophony of noise. It was made by Lauren and Matthew. Mr. Stevenson yelled, "Stop right now!" Although Lauren and Matthew stopped, the other children began to destroy the classroom. Catherine started throwing furniture around the room while Eric was punching Mr. Marks, who had brought some hot, delicious coffee for Mr. Stevenson. Ellie was yelling really loud. Mark mangled Mr. Marks' mobile phone, and even though his phone was mangled, he still kept it. Suddenly, Lila excitedly picked it up and tossed it to Andrew. And then Andrew catapulted the phone into the gross, murky pond. There you have it. To me, it does sound like the world's worst class. Myself, obviously, being tortured by them, and my good friend, Mr. Marks, losing his phone. And all he was doing was bringing me some hot, delicious coffee. Excellent work, Lauren. A really, really fantastic piece of writing there. Good job. Loads of skills as well, which is something we don't always focus on the short story starter. It's more about enjoyment, but loads of fantastic skills in there. Good job, young lady. Okay, it's time for this week's short story writing prompt. I'm not going to lie, I was struggling to come up with ideas for this week. I often just look around different places for inspiration, and I was sat down here trying to think of what it could be, and I was moving things around, and then I saw this little dude. Spider-Man is without a doubt my favourite superhero. He is a fantastic character because he represents like the normal guy, the normal person. He's not incredibly rich. He's not huge and big and muscly like a lot of other superheroes. He's just a real down-to-earth character who goes through normal troubles like struggling to find a job, struggling to pay his rent. And he's funny. Like, the dude is really funny. Some of the quips and the one-liners he comes out with are awesome. He's always been my favorite superhero. So I was thinking today we could try and encourage some writing about superheroes. So I was trying to think about how we could put a little twist on it. So your story writing prompt is going to be, yesterday I woke up with superpowers. And you're going to tell me retrospectively, which means looking back, what happened the day you woke up with superpowers. So I was thinking about Spider-Man. He gets bitten by a radioactive spider, and it sort of takes a day for it to kick in. If you think back to Tobey Maguire's film, he wakes up the next morning, doesn't need his glasses anymore, he realizes he's grown some muscles. So yesterday, I woke up with superpowers is your story writing prompt. What kind of superpowers are you going to have? What are you going to do with those superpowers? Will you use them for good, or will you use them for evil? Who knows? I mean, you do, I don't. But I will do when you send some writing in. The shortstorystarter@gmail.com. One final thing, I do feel a bit awkward about doing this, but if you have enjoyed this video, if you're enjoying any of the videos, please like, comment, share, subscribe, do all of those things. Kind of feels weird asking for you to do it, but apparently research has shown that if you ask people to subscribe, they're more likely to subscribe. So please do. Okay, have a fantastic week with your writing. I look forward to reading any submissions. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bing.